turn this off. I gave you all the love I gave all. Gave you love. I gave you all. Ooh. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Mindy. Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour, or 20 people, whichever comes first. I think we're going to have a slow night tonight because of the storms. I had a really good day today. Thank you so much. Mindy, how was your weekend? Where are you in the United States? So we know. We were asking earlier because of the East Coast storms. Make sure everybody's okay. This is the West Coast feed, so I think all of us are the West Coast. I think. I'm not sure though. In Oklahoma. Oh, did you get any snow? Or just some free? I know in Texas it was snowing. Oh, Kristen Steven, lots of snow? Oh, in Ohio. Yeah, you're in the middle of it. Right in the middle of the storm. Oh, in North Carolina coast. Oh, okay. Mindy, snow and sweet. Shelby, welcome in. Yeah, Lori, North Carolina coast. So yeah, that wouldn't be. They're more like in the middle. That storm was going right between the United States. Mexi Pina, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 20 people or 10 minutes after the hour. Guys, technology. We have people spanning the miles across the United States. Yes, Mindy, thankful we never lost power. Yeah, I'm glad that we haven't heard of any power outages or people struggling through this winter storm. It's really fun to see where everybody is at and who is experiencing what weather. Hey, Angel, welcome back. Good to see where everybody's at and who's experiencing what weather. Seahawks versus Patriots for the Super Bowl. Oh, is that the final thing, John John? John John, welcome in. Versus the Patriots for the Super Bowl. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Kristen Stevens, we're burning a cozy winter cottage. It's almost out. I was gonna put a new candle in, but I noticed this one was in the closet, so I thought, oh, maybe I haven't had a chance to get through it, so we'll be replacing it soon. Cold and windy here in New Mexico. Oh, and nice, New Mexico. We have at least one person from each state. I work at. Oh, did you, Kristen? Yeah. Yeah, it smells really, it has like a really light scent to it. A very light, soft scent to it. Yeah, I stocked up on my candles when they went on sale in December. I think I have like 10 of them. So I have this one and then I have one in the living room. I love the candles at Bath and Body Works. They always smell so good. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour. Which one, John Don? It's a Cozy Winter Cottage. Let me go get another one. Give me 1 second, guys, because I do have to replace this one. We're gonna pick one at random, which is still in the box. Let's see, which is the next one we're gonna burn? Yeah, they are very nice. These are the ones that I got during the Christmas sale. What was it, like $10? Oh, I stocked up on the lavender ones. Yeah. I'm in a cast for 2 weeks as of last Tuesday. Oh no, Angel, what did you do? This one smells really good. French lavender. I love lavender. I can't wait. Isn't it, Kristen? I love lavender. Yeah, we'll let this one burn through the rest of the night, and then we'll start with lavender tomorrow. Lavender, really healing. Really, I had surgery on my ankle on the 7th. Oh no. Gosh, and the ankle is like a really sensitive part, isn't it? My hairdresser yesterday, I went to go get my haircut yesterday, she was telling me she's going to be gone for 3 weeks in February because she's got to get her Achilles tendon taken care of. I said, you're going to be gone more than 3 weeks. I don't trust my haircut with anybody else except for her, so we're going to make an arrangement. She said she's going to come in a scooter. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, Angel, it's like really, especially because you can't put any weight on it. Like you literally can't do anything so it can heal. Like at least your upper body, like if you break your arm or something, you don't have the pressure of your body on it. Like you just, but your ankle is like carrying your whole weight. So that's always scary. So you got to be really gentle with it. Very careful. This Wednesday, guys, is Project Wednesday. For those of you who were not with us on the East Coast, we are going to be making jewel encrusted hearts. Guys, I'm really looking forward to this one. Hey, Marie Seaside, welcome in. I had a torn tendon. Oh my gosh. Or was it painful? I'm assuming it was painful. We're going to be making jewel encrusted hearts for our Project Wednesday. I was at, oh, you did. I was at Michael's and I bought us a big, huge bag of embellishments. So I want you to be thinking about what color patterns you want to use. Hey, Christina, welcome back. I want you to be thinking about what color patterns you want to use on Wednesday. We can go with an all solid, or we can do different colors like that. Got purples. We got these really pretty blue ones. Some pinks. Some emeralds. So we'll display all the colors. I think too what I'm going to do is move the camera down like this so that we can see. I'm going to put the little desk here so we can see the application. I'm trying to get this section done of my diamond art before I go back. Oh, fun, Christina. Hey, Bree, welcome in. I could listen to that. Right, Bree? I also like taking them out and examining them and just looking at them. I like to take them out and just look, see what they look like. Loads of fun. Guys, Loads of fun. Oh, and let me show you guys this. I was at Target. Guys, I paid $3 for this. So I was in the Valentine's Day section because I was thinking I wanted to do something for, I wanted to buy some of those candy hearts because I thought that would be kind of fun to put on a project, but I couldn't find any. But I found these little things at Target for $3. Now, I would have paid $3 for one of them, but you get 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. They're supposed to be like the little gift bags that you give for Valentine's Day. But guys, look at these little Ziploc bags. And you could, I was thinking I'm gonna use these to sort the little gems. But isn't that fun? It's like a little vinyl bag, and you get 6 of them. They had different, well, these ones have different designs on them. They got these little hearts, and then cherries. Marisi side, aren't those fun? At Target, and they have different. They have other designs. They have 2 other designs there, and I thought I'm gonna get these, but I only need 6. I don't need a whole bunch of them. That's fun. So we got that, and then at Michael's, they had these little googly eyes. You can never have too many googly eyes in your collection, but the googly eyes are, the pupil are heart-shaped, black and red. Those are so cute. Some of my students bring those. Oh, do they bring? Yeah, you're supposed to be able to put your Valentine's Day stuff in there. Whatever, but I love it. Yeah, but they have these different shaped googly eyes with hearts. So I'm thinking maybe we can do that with our jewel encrusted hearts. Maybe put like a little smiley face on it, just to make it fun. All right. Oh man, we're already way behind. All right, let's go ahead and begin. We're gonna set the timer for 1 minute. Let's tap away. The East Coast went above and beyond their goal today. We said that the goal at 45, they got to 65, so they did about 20,000 over their goal. So let's tap. Our goal tonight will be 45,000 as well. Let's tap away. We went to the library this weekend, turned in all our old books, got all new fresh titles. All new, brand new, fresh titles. We found a lot of interesting new books that were published last year. Oh, but before we do that, we have to read. Let me get the book that we're reading. Our Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. There goes our minute. Let's see who. We read about Gwendolyn Brooks. Now we're going to read about Mamie Phipps Clark, 1917 to 1983. Social psychologist and counselor. Christina, they snore. Sometimes they ricochet. One snores and then the other one snores. I'm like, what have you guys been doing all day that you guys require to snore like that? They do. Does yours, Christina? Despite growing up in the Great Depression and living in a segregated South, Mamie had a happy childhood. Comforted by family and school, she graduated at 16 and earned a scholarship to Howard University. Although she began with a major in math and minor in physics, she eventually switched to psychology, the same major as Kenneth Clark, her future husband and research partner. Oh, he growls as well. Oh, yeah. Mamie had never dreamed that segregation could be challenged, but in the summer of 1938, she worked for civil rights activist and NAACP lawyer Charles Houston. She saw famous lawyers gear up to tackle the monster that was segregation, and she realized that with the combined efforts of determined people, they could make real change. The work Mamie did in college was the beginning of breakthrough research that became known as the doll tests. The studies showed an overwhelming preference for white dolls in black children ages 3 to 7. The children, half of whom attended segregated schools, were presented 4 dolls, 2 brown with black hair and 2 white with yellow hair, and were given instructions like, give me the doll that is a nice doll, and give me a doll that looks bad, and give me the doll that looks like you. Mamie and Kenneth concluded that the students from segregated schools had developed a sense of inferiority and self-hatred, and that integration was helpful to both black and white children in achieving a healthy racial self-identification and improving race relations. This became key evidence in the landmark Supreme Court Brown versus Board of Education, which in 1954 ruled racial segregation unconstitutional in American public schools. Mammie's research altered the course of history for every child in America. She followed her passion, and it led her to make a difference in the world. Really interesting. Let me see what that was. Hold on. You guys okay? I thought something fell. I guess not. Really interesting story. Definitely for our times. Okay, in the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. I give this one a 10. A good way to start the live. A good way to get your brains warmed up, ready to go. We had some really deep books earlier, so our brains have been working. Bree, you give that one a 10. Shelby a 10, yeah. Especially in these times. We can't forget our history. We cannot forget our history here in the United States. You guys are in for some really good titles tonight. Princess, hello, welcome in, welcome back. This one, I think, I went to my local library here in my neighborhood, and I think they had a lot of new books that were just published. This next one, I think you guys are going to really love it. Yeah, 2025. The Couch in My Yard. Guys, when I saw this book on the shelf and I saw the illustrations, I thought, have to get it. Have to get it. We have to have a good mood in children's literature. And then it's a very interesting, Shelby, isn't it? It's an interesting title, The Couch in My Yard. We love a good cozy cottage, leaves, trees in the background, nice colors. My couch, the couch in the backyard. And guys, look at this illustration. This is a house. Isn't that a great way to start a book? This is a house, just a simple illustration introducing you to a little house. Something different, something magical about houses in children's literature. I don't know what it is. This is a house in the hills up high with a rusted old car in the sweet joy pie, where the clothesline sways on dogwood breeze, where the road goes to ruts and fades into trees. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that a good one? So there's the little house in the background there. There's the couch. We're going to learn about the couch in a moment. There's a car. Looks like it's an abandoned home with some overgrowth. And then look at these little pops of color. And then a little dog. This is the porch that is crooked and marred. This is the couch that sits in the yard. Yeah, it looks like an abandoned home. And there's the couch that's just sitting in the yard. One of those abandoned old homes where the people just up and left left everything behind. These are the folks with tools and a heart. Oh, they're gonna move into that home and they're gonna remodel it. Kristen Stevens, isn't this great? I just knew that these illustrations were going to be so pretty. They add so much to a book. Who work on the car to get it started. And that's the car that's been abandoned. Who gaze at the sky as pink as petal, as the hand turns the key, as the dust comes to settle. Oh, so they turn it on, and I guess I was thinking those were trees at first, but I think that's just the dust that's blowing. This is the car that sputters and runs as they load up the couch, still warm from the sun, to go on the trip that they take every night with their dog in the back and their couch tied tight. Yeah, very rich colors. I agree, Maurice is saying. Yes, very rich, very detailed. Some dark, like auburn colors, oranges, blues, whites. These are the gravelly roads that they follow, up in the mountains, down through the hollow, past the field with the school bus surrounded by sheep, and the stormed down oaks and the old scrap heap. So it looks like they want to just kind of, it looks like an abandoned area with some abandoned homes, and they're just gonna go fix it up. There's like an old bus there, some sheep. Maybe those are sheep. Where a night train calls and the haul roads closed, and the river's too deep, and a tire pop blows. There's a long train in the night. You can hear that train. This is the sad to be stuck without light. So their yard car listens and lifts into flight. So here you have a car. It looks like these are lights from a car. And then you've got the car that's taken off with the couch on top of it. Cars in the yard don't ever die. They nest like birds and wait to fly. So it looks like an old car yard. Lighter than porch moths, they flutter and drift. They listen to hope that is their gift. So it's the old abandoned cars. John, really good illustrations. John, did you do all your homework for school? We love a good page break with no words in it. We're just giving it a simple illustration. So it looks like they're in the car, and there's fluttering butterflies and the little dog. Then arms to the wind, we're almost there. Soon. This is their spot where they sit on the moon. So we went into fantasy with this one. Yeah, the butterflies on that one are really good. We love a good moon in children's literature. Always have to have a good moon. A moon that is wondrous, that never will break. This is the shine that nothing can take. So it looks like they're going on a trip to outer space on the moon. A fog hugs the mountain like cozy bed sheets. These are the folks with the front row seats. So it looks like they're on the moon now and they're looking at the Earth, maybe? Oh, it's good. Oh, it's so good to be here alive. In a woods, in a car that's barely can drive. That's coated in dirt and covered with rust, and light and dreams in craggy moon dust. Amazing. Back to the house in the hills up high, the car gives out it in the sweet joy pie. This is the bed where a car can park on a pillow of blooms that light up in the dark. I love these reds here at the bottom. Yes, Princess, the illustrations on this one are really good. Dina Sefferling. Yes, very good illustrations. Then kisses and hugs in the couch in the yard, in the wind in the hills where the sky is all starred. Where a car and a couch aren't thrown away, where they fly in the night and sleep by day. I can hear the pitch for this book already. This is going to be about a couch and a car. This is the joy, how to walk among thistle. Take my hand, lullabies over lonely train whistles. That's a really good illustration. Those colors. Then up to the porch with a shine still above. It's like a blue. Look how pretty it is. Look at the light coming out of the little hole. This is a home, and this is love. Look at that moon in the background and those reds and maroons. And then the little lights here on the house. And then this little picture here. This is what I think of when I read this line. And this is love. A warm home. The end. It says, this is a book about wonder. Living in Ohio's Appalachia, one thing I would do with my children when they were young was to go on long drives through the woods, down country roads, and way up on ridges and hills. It was soothing. On those drives, my children invented a game where they'd exclaim, "Peaceful world," when they saw something they thought was beautiful. I was struck by that. I was struck not only by the sweetness of that phrase, but because some of the dusky landscapes where they'd say peaceful world included yard cars and abandoned school buses, things that adults in particular might call junk. I love that all my children saw something else. After all, this was our home. And I love that this allowed me to see something else too. Openness and awe. I was reminded often in that game are always choices that are available to us. And as my children made those choices again and again, I began to make those choices more and more myself. I began to see that under the kinds of giant moons we drove under, there could be a whole new meaning, beauty, and purpose to a yard car and a couch. A quiet, loved purpose. That's what I kind of figured. This idea of, this is to me it was very random, but it felt very personal. Like, going and seeing an old beat up car, and then just like a random sofa in the front yard. It's kind of dirty. It's kind of like, ugh. But somebody saw beauty in it. The kids, they saw beauty in it. John 2025. This is a recent one. Where did I read that? Hold on a second. Yeah, 2025. The Hills of the Appalachia. Yeah, definitely a good story. Definitely a good story. Illustrations, can't beat that. All right, in the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. We started out with Little Leaders, Born Women, and Bold Women in Black History. And then The Couch in the Yard. Yeah, this one was a good one. The Couch in the Yard. Gorgeous illustrations. In the comment section, let's see what everybody is thinking. Let's set the timer for 1 minute. We're going to tap, tap, tap away. Our goal tonight is to be at 45K by the end of the night. But we might be able to reach that before. I know that the East Coast, they got to 65K, so. Princess 10, Mexi Pina 2, Shelby 10, Mexi Pina 10, Christina 28 times your 10. Yeah, I agree. These are good ones. All right, let's look back in the stacks. Again, we went to the library over the weekend, found a whole bunch of new, fresh titles. Let's see. Let's look at this one. This one looks really pretty. This one's called Kristen Stevens 10, Brave Seaside 10, and then Angel of 5 and 10. The Snow Dancer. This one looks like a good one. I feel like this one's going to be a good one. The Snow Dancer. We love a good blue, light blue, and page. No details or nothing, just light blue. This one was published in 2020, so 6 years ago. For Toki and our snow adventures. Sophia was asleep when the snowflakes came. This is for all of our friends in the East Coast and Midwest. Sophia was asleep when the snowflakes came. All through the night they fell, frosting the rooftops, fluffing the sidewalks, laying fuzzy hats on the fire hydrants. Definitely our East Coast friends right now. Right, Christina? That's very pretty. Kristen, I'm sorry. Kristen 28. Nice little pops of white there to show snow. When she woke, Sophia flew to the window. A snow day? She asked. Snow day, she said. Snow day, she cheered. Her voice hung in the still air. No buses squealed, no cars honked, no neighbors shouted. Her city and all its sounds had disappeared. Yay. A snow day. This is going to be for Bree tomorrow. Bree's getting a snow day. Right, Bree, we're going to be thinking of you tomorrow. A snow day. Sophia bundled out of the sleeping house. She sniffed the cold, clean air and tasted the sparkly snow. She fell down in the hidden steps. Whoops! Crunch, crunch, crunch. She hopscotched down the invisible sidewalk. She's really excited to be in that snow. She just loves it. She slid to a stop at the top of the park. The sun shone like a giant spotlight. The soccer field gleamed like a giant stage. There wasn't a single set of footprints yet. I love doing that, like that fresh fallen snow when it looks clean. Nobody's touched it, nobody's walked on it. Sophia leaped, she twirled, she made patterns with her footprints. She drew lines with her shuffles. She danced a whole ballet into the silence. She's having a good old time. Children appeared at the top of the hill. Look, whispered a little girl, a snow fairy. But the other kids didn't hear. They saw the giant spotlight and the giant stage. They shouted, "Snow Day!" as they ran skelter-melter down the hill. So she was by herself until all the other kids started coming up. Doing the same thing, enjoying the snow day. The big stage. "Stop," Sophia said. "Wait, listen." But the kids didn't stop. They were too busy running and jumping, laughing and yelling, pushing and falling. So she had the nice snow to herself. Look at all the tracks they're making. She was enjoying the purity of the fresh fallen snow, and all the kids are coming in and ruining it. A little girl tugged on her scarf. "Are you a snow fairy?" "I'm not a fairy, I'm just a dancer," sniffled Sophia. "What does a snow dancer do?" Sophia thought for a moment. She stood up a little straighter. "A snow dancer can do anything." She reached out her hand. "I'll show you." I like these little quirky characters that they've made here. This little girl right here. Her little space, Sophia's space, invaded. The other kids stomped roads that crisscrossed the edge, and Sophia and her new friend twirled through the blank spaces. The other kids cannonballed themselves into the snowdrifts, and Sophia and her new friend leaped over them on their tiptoes. They skated and swirled and slid until all that activity. A snowball landed splat right on Sophia's shoulder. Sophia, she's just trying to enjoy time on her own, fresh fallen snow. And she's got all these mangly kids around her, making tracks everywhere. And then somebody throws a snowball at her. Poor girl. The kids froze. A silence fell over the park, and the snow dancer looked at her sidekick. They shared a secret smile. A secret snow dancer smile. "Snowball fight!" Sophia shouted. So she was the first one to instigate it. So they all start throwing a snowball fight. Soon the kids were too tired to throw one more snowball. They lay scattered in the snow and listened to the sounds moving closer. Snowplows pulled out, screech, screech. Buses started their engines, and parents called their kids home to shovel. Oh, so I guess there's that peaceful time in the morning where everybody's recovering, and Sophia took advantage of it. But now city life is back. All the snow is all trudged through. Snow plows are going through, all the loud engines, parents calling their kids. Sophia spread her arms and gave her new friend a grand curtsy. The girl curtsied back. Then the snow dancer twirled in the white world once more and returned for home, dancing in her frozen footprints. Crunch, 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 slosh, slosh, slosh. At home, Sophia snuggled up with her mug of cocoa. Guys, look at this picture. Isn't that great? And look at the cat. She's got a nice little warm fire. Sophia. Isn't that the best? She's on that couch, just spread out nice and warm. Hot chocolate. Outside, the world sparkled and glistened. Snow day, Sophia whispered. Aw, she's very reflective. She had a really nice day out of activity. The end. The Snow Dancer. This is a really good book, especially for this time of year, with everything going on in the East Coast and the Midwest with all that snow. Good title. Good title. All right, we started with Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. John, the couch and the in the yard, and then the snow dancer. This one was 2020. It looked fairly new, but 2020. In the comment section, let's see what everybody is thinking. Let's set the timer for 1 minute. We are 2 books in. We're a little behind on the taps. We should be over 20K in order to get to our goal of 45K, but that's okay. Bree 1 and 2. Bree, enjoy your day tomorrow for us. Tomorrow, Bree gets a snow day, so she gets to stay home in her PJs all day and relax while I'm doing laundry for work for the work week. Angel 10, Maria Seaside 2, John 3. Tonight we're drinking a mint flavored tea with honey and a vanilla base. There's a book that we read here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to read this one. The one I was just going to tell you guys about, we'll read that one last. This one also looked like another good one. I really like the illustrations of this one. Up in the Leaves. The true story of the Central Park tree houses. The illustrations on this one caught my eye, and so I started reading it, and I really like the lettering and just the premise of it. We love a good end page. Leaves. This would make a good accent wallpaper. This one was published in 2018. Bob lived in the big city. The city was very crowded. It was crowded with buildings stacked side by side. It was crowded with strangers packed onto trains. And it was crowded with trucks honking their horns. So we get this really good description of New York City. Packed. Bob didn't like all that rushing around, the eyes of so many people, all those feet on the ground. Bob wasn't a city boy. He climbed up lamp posts, he snuck onto his building's roof, and he scaled the walls of the castle in the park. At school, the hallways were narrow, the ceilings were low, the desks were cramped. The bell rang and Bob dashed to Central Park. The park was cool, green, and calm. People walked slowly or sat on the ground. Trees waved their branches in the air, inviting him to come up. So even though Bob lived in the city, he wasn't really about city, he was mostly about nature. The moment he was able to, he'd run to the park. He lifted himself onto a tree limb, he pulled up to another, and then to the next. The bark made a path, the leaves made a highway. Up and down and up he explored the trees, the fluffy pink cherry tree, the sticky pokey pine. He slipped through the door of a wide beech. He stepped up the staircase of a tall oak. Each tree was its own world, every limb an adventure. These are really fun illustrations. He could see buildings and the people down below, so small, but nobody could see him. This was his own secret spot. He decided to stay. So he gets to be part of the world he wants to be in nature, and look down at the city that he has to be in. Bob scavenged wood and rope from dumpsters. Tap, 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 he hammered. Whoosh, 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 he sawed. Loop, 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 he nodded. Every day after school, Bob's treehouse was waiting. He hugged the tree's trunk and scampered straight up. The city, roar, clang, bang, fell away. He read books in the hush and shared peanuts with the squirrels. He listened to the whirl of a dragonfly, the creaking of wood, and the flapping of birds. Interesting. Supposedly this is based off a true story, so we'll read it at the end and see what's true about it. One day, the treehouse was gone. The squirrels had their nests. The birds had their roosts, but the little boy no longer had a place of his own. Bob started all over again. Tap, tap, whoosh, whoosh, loop, loop. So I was wondering how he got away with it. Especially in Central Park, of all places. You're going to be able to build a treehouse in Central Park. His new treehouse was even bigger and better hidden. When rain pelted down and wind bent the branches, Bob's treehouse rocked and swayed. He was a sailor on a ship at sea. But fall came, the leaves fell, and the treehouse was no longer a secret. Again, it was taken away. He no longer had a ship in the sky. So he built this new one here, which was a lot bigger. And then the fall came and all the leaves disappeared and exposed his home. I love how the use of color here, this green, with these, just like these consecutive pats of a paintbrush to represent leaves. And then these dots to represent fall leaves and fall. There was nothing to do except try again. Up went a platform, up went the walls, up went the milk crates for tables and chairs. He let down a rope and he went up some friends. So he's gonna get some friends. Christina, I want to work on my diamond art. I love it. I totally get it. So he invited some friends this time. Let's see what happens. Bob stayed after sunset and mapped twinkling stars. He even spotted planets. He became an astronaut navigating the cosmos. So there he is at night. The city. The seasons went on, and so did the tree houses. Each one was taken down, but Bob kept building. Bob's mother worried. You'll be grown up soon. You can't stay up in trees. She wanted him to go to work like everyone else. But that wasn't for him. Shoulder to shoulder, downtown, the traffic, the concrete, the air thick with smog. He really loved being in nature. He's getting older. Instead, he built the biggest treehouse of all. 5 levels and a bridge. Bob was very proud. Look at him. He was navigating his own path. He loved drifting to sleep snuggled under the canopy of leaves. One morning, Bob woke up and heard voices far below. "We know you're up there," they called. "Come down." Uh-oh. He got discovered. He sadly descended like a fluttering leaf. His adventure was over. He was stuck on the ground. Poor Bob. But then, something lucky. The man in charge of the park watched Bob come down. He climbed like a squirrel, sure-footed and with ease. "Come work in the park," the man said to Bob, "and take care of the trees." "A job in the trees? I would love to work here," Bob said. Aww. Every day, Bob walked to work in the park. With his new ropes and saddle, he could climb any tree, even the biggest. He swung all over the branches, up and across, from limb to limb. He snipped and he and sawed, and he kept the trees healthy. He stuck to his promise not to build any more tree houses in the park. I guess that was the exchange. You could live and work in the park, but you're not going to build any more houses. But sometimes at night he slipped out of bed and walked softly through the city, back to his trees. Aww, Bob. We love a good moon in children's literature. And then these little prints of leaves. Dotted. Spotted. And the moon. I'm going to read the epilogue. Bob Redman built 12 tree houses in New York City's Central Park from the time he was 13 until he was 21. His friends helped him salvage building materials and construct the hideaways. He crafted each treehouse to have a special view, a balcony overlooking the tree canopy, or a leafy window framing the city skyline. He named them after stars. Studying the night sky was one of his favorite things to do in the magical treehouse. Now Bob lives in an apartment near the park. Trees cover the roof, and it has skylights so that he can gaze at the moon and stars. Still an arborist, Bob takes care of trees all over the city. He escapes high into the branches, just like when he built the treehouse. I went straight up, he says, the higher the better, so only squirrels and birds could go higher. Interesting. And then here he is, the real life Bob. Where did this story come from? Shira Boss is a writer who lives on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, 3 blocks from Central Park. Up in the Leaves is her second book. She earned an undergraduate and graduate degree from Columbia University, including a master's in journalism. When her Japanese maple tree needed pruning, several people suggested she call arborist Bob Redman. He said it was the smallest tree he had ever worked on, about 4 feet high in a pot. Now they have 2 sons, 2 whippets, and many more trees. Oh, how funny. They got married. Aww! That was a really good... I really like this book. He was not in the city. He wanted to be in those damn trees. This is a really good book. I love that one. You guys are getting really good titles tonight. You guys are getting really good titles. All right. I love these quirky characters. We have to read about history. Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. Marie Seaside 10, John 10. You give that one a 10, Kristen? Yeah, so do I. A book about an old rickety house and a sofa, abandoned sofa, the couch in the yard, gorgeous illustrations. Lindsay Armstrong 10. Lindsay Armstrong, I haven't seen you in it forever. The Snow Dancer 2. This is a good one, cute one. Girl who loved her day off. And then Up in the Leaves. I'm going to go with this. This one makes me laugh for whatever reason, but just a guy who wants to disappear in the trees. I get it. All right, let's set the timer for 1 minute. We have fallen considerably behind on our goal for tonight. We're halfway there, which I'm not sure we're going to be able to make up. But let's try anyways. Let's see what we have in the stacks today. A lot of really good books. But, oh, this is going to be a good one. This was, you can relate to that one, Christine, right? This one's called The Runaway. Look at that cover. Isolated. By themselves. Open fields. Probably in the Midwest somewhere. Yeah. Buffalo. We love a good end page. This is going to be a good one. The book opens up with this picture. An adult, down on their luck, black and white, and you have a child, maybe a teenager looking down, seeing what's going on. Stark colors. Oh, and then look at this one. Looks like they're saying goodbye, maybe. The Runaway. 2024. Nancy Vo. Okay, so that was kind of like the entrance. Once there was a runaway. Somebody looking at a brooch or a neck piece. Once there was a runaway. He had many reasons to run, but when illness took his ma, that cinched it. Aw. So the only reason why he stayed behind is because of his mom. But once his mom passed, preventatives for cholera. The runaway was not afraid. He was small, fast, and clever. So it was time for him to dip. Got on that wagon. He stayed many nights in a noisy town, but could not find what he was looking for. There's the noisy town. I like this idea of making the character just a silhouette of white. And you've got these dark colors here with these pops of yellow coming out. Just two different colors. He followed people on the move, but surely he would not need to travel so far. The prairie. The prairie. He searched in woodlands, following a river. There, riders came upon him. There he is in the pond there, throwing rocks in. We get this aerial view looking down from what's going on. "Boy, why are you in these woods alone?" said one. "There are wolves and bears," said the other. "I'm hungry," said the runaway. Oh, he's probably looking for some fish. "You can come back with us," said the first one. So he did. He was greeted by the smell of cattle and bread. Look at that little neighborhood, little prairie. The runaway ate a warm loaf with potato soup, then fell into a deep sleep. Look at that. The illustration, the expression on his face. In the morning, he went to work on the settlement, striking at stubborn soil. At night, he dropped onto a bed of straw, too spent to dream. Time passed. He felt the strength and courage. He set out again. He felt the strength and courage to set out again. But there was no need. Oh, he's looking at a picture of him and his mom. "Annie, Jack, shh. Why did you leave me for so long?" "I had many reasons." I'm assuming that's his mom. "But I was always coming back for you." And Jack smiled at his sister because he knew this to be true. The end. It says Nancy Bow was raised where the sun rose in the prairies and set behind the Rockies. By day, she works as a faculty planner. By night, she makes picture books. She is the author and illustrator of the first two books in the Crow Stories trilogy, The Outlaw and the Ranger, both highly acclaimed. It says Nancy is grateful to live and work on the unceded traditional territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Squamish, I don't know how to say that, and then the Muskegon. This book, the illustrations are really good, but the story just kind of fell off, huh? He was on a journey, and then all of a sudden, somebody came and picked him up. I think she got lazy she got bored at the end and just wrapped it up. Or she met her page limit. I don't know, but that ending didn't make sense to me. I guess I could go back and reread it, but I was captured by the illustration of the story, but right, John? Like, what happened there? All right, but you guys did get a lot of good titles tonight. A lot of good titles. We started with Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. Then we followed that up with The Couch in the Yard. This one was the best. I think this one's my favorite one. Really gorgeous illustrations on that one. Then we read The Snow Dancer for our friends in the East Coast. John, what's the weather like right now in Vermont? You guys get any snow yet? And then Up in the Leaves 4. And then The Runaway 5. Let's see what everybody's thinking. Okay, a couple of things, guys. This Wednesday, Project Wednesday, you're going to be making jewel encrusted hearts. So this Wednesday for Project Wednesday, you're going to be making a jewel encrusted heart. 9, and it's snowing. Oh, it is turned on fun. Nice. We got a huge bag of embellishments. So you guys are going to be making a jewel encrusted heart. I have a little bit of bad news, guys. Our Prince Lizzie fish went to fish heaven. I don't know what happened, but I woke up Saturday morning and he was floating. And so we said a quick prayer for Prince Lizzie fish. We're keeping the aquarium as a terrarium. Yeah, Prince Lizzie fish. He was with us for a good 6 months. Yeah, Princess. Yeah, he lasted a good 6 months. He had a really good life. He started as a small little beta, became really big. I'm not too heartbroken because from what I remember, they're very sensitive fish. And it's hard to keep them alive. They last about 6 months to a year. But we're going to keep the terrarium for now. We're going to put some plants in here. I want to take this off so that we can have some plants grow out of it. But I got to figure out what kind those are. But I'm also thinking of doing just like some goldfish or some... Oh, Kristen, you had yours for 3 months. Yeah, they don't last that long. They're very sensitive. So we're going to look into some goldfish. We're going to look into some, Prince Lizzie fish. We had them in June. We got them at the middle of June. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. We had them for 8 months. I was hoping he would have lasted for a year. But that's the way of it. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for the 25,000. We fell half short of our goal tonight, but we'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. Everybody have a good rest of the week. Rest up tonight. It's the beginning of another work week. Tomorrow is Monday. For those of you experiencing snow on the East Coast, be safe, stay warm, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, did you Maurice side? That's good. I'm glad you fell asleep because that means that you're at peace. Everybody have a good night. Thank you, John. Everybody have a good night. Be safe, and we will see you tomorrow.